We are what we eat, right? Just by lovingly sharing your human food with your dog can lead to catastrophic consequences. So in this video, we'll go over 8 most dangerous dog foods and why to never give them to your dogs. Number 8. Avocados. You might think that, oh, these are highly nutritional, I should give them to my dog too. That's a huge no. As harmless as avocados may seem, they contain a toxin called pepsin, which is actually safe for humans but can prove very fatal for dogs. From the fruit itself, to the pits, the leaves, to the bark of the avocado tree should not be allowed to be eaten by your dog. This toxin can cause an accumulation of fluids in the vital organs of your dog, including the lungs and chest, which can throw them into a fit of respiratory distress, oxygen deprivation, and even death. Fluid can also accumulate in the pancreas, heart, and abdomen, and this can lead to other fatal complications. So, if you're an avocado lover, try not to leave them lying around within your dog's reach, because even as little as nibbling on the pits can have costly consequences. Number 7 on the list is meat byproducts. What could be more controversial to dog food shoppers than meat byproducts? A lot of people claim meat byproducts are nutritionally no different from any other type of meat, but here's the truth. While some of these meat byproducts might be acceptable, there are tons of these meat products out there in the markets that are nutritionally deficient and unfit for your pet. When animals are slaughtered, the lean muscle is removed for human consumption. The remaining parts, including bones, organs, blood, beaks, etc., are being processed to make pet foods. Other components may include dead, diseased, or disabled livestock, which is rather unfit for human consumption. They are all processed through a technique called rendering. In addition to all of these, it is also noteworthy that the temperatures used in rendering may also alter or destroy natural enzymes and proteins found in these raw ingredients, ultimately decreasing the average nutritional constituents available for your pets. And because these products are unpalatable in their processed form, they have to be substantially garnished with artificial flavors and fats, some of which are harmful to your pets in large quantities. So with all these distributed in the market at the same time, it is harder to tell which is which, as a manufacturer may just slap an unrealistic nutritional label on pet food and call it premium. But in the real sense, most of these are detrimental to your pet's health in the long run. Number 6. Cat foods. Remember when they said, what's good for the goose is good for the gander? Okay, sadly, that doesn't work here. Cats and dogs have different dietary requirements. Cats are carnivores, and so it's a biological necessity for them to eat meat. Contrary to some opinions, dogs are omnivores as they feed on both meat and vegetables. Cat foods are highly fatty and protein-based compared to dog foods, and this is why your dog will have excessive salivation just by staring at a bowl of cat food. But listen, even if your dog has an intriguing craving for cat food, they shouldn't be fed with this at all. Whereas there might be no immediate effects from consuming this high-protein diet, they are indeed silent poisons. Complications may arise from long-term feeding your dog with cat food as they cause gastrointestinal upset, obesity, and even pancreatitis. Not to talk of its debilitating effects on the kidneys and liver. So even if your dog goes on eating cat food with no obvious ill effects, this diet can especially have a damaging effect on their overall health in the long run. So again, can I feed my dog with cat food? The short answer is no. Number 5. Alcohol. Okay, so logically, no one will intentionally intoxicate their pets with alcohol. But if you're one to try out new things and experiment with your pet, that's fine, but not with alcohol. Probably try out ballet. Aside from liquor bottles, alcohol is found in a variety of products, including yogurt, fruits, perfumes, mouthwash, paints, and cleaning products. So while humans can have a bottle of beer and be just fine, dogs cannot tolerate the slightest quantity of this substance. They begin to produce ill symptoms of this poisoning within an hour of substance consumption. Most alcohol poisoning in dogs is accidental, so if by any chance you notice symptoms like drooling, incoordination, weakness, collapse, vomiting, or weak respiratory rate, it might be a case of alcohol poisoning that needs immediate veterinary intervention. Number 4. Caffeine. We all love a cup of coffee, right? Well, at least almost everyone. Caffeine is naturally found in coffee, tea, cocoa, and guarana, a South American plant. It is also an essential additive in soft drinks and some medications. In humans, caffeine is said to enhance alertness, improve athletic performance, elevate mood, and increase metabolism. But how about pups? Okay, this is where it flips. It has been proven that a dog's system absorbs caffeine very quickly. So even very little consumption can develop toxic symptoms. Seizures can occur in quantities up to 27 milligrams per pound of the dog's weight. Caffeine can drastically speed up the heart rate of dogs and can excessively stimulate their nervous system within a few hours of consumption. Dogs may experience excessive thirst, restlessness, lack of bladder control, vomiting, diarrhea, and in severe cases, the collapse of lung function and ultimately death. So with this, you should guard your dog better from straying into a cup of leftover coffee. Number 3. Chocolates. Who doesn't love chocolates? Well, dogs do too, but their stomachs don't. According to the Animal Poison Control Center, dogs may show symptoms after ingesting as little as 18 milligrams per pound of body weight. This simply means that just a tiny bar of chocolate can throw your dog into a toxicity fit. The darker and less sweet chocolate is, the more dangerous it is for your dog, and that's why unsweetened baker's chocolate and cocoa powder are among the most dangerous varieties. So no matter how good your pet dog has been over the weekend, no matter the occasion, do not treat them with chocolate. There always exists a wide spectrum of dog treats that are not only enjoyable, but also non-toxic. Number 2. Xylitol. Hold on, what's xylitol? Remember those yummy sweetened candies Granny used to treat us with? Then your strawberries, raspberries, and apples, they all contain reasonable amounts of xylitol. Xylitol is a sugar alcohol used in sweetening sugar-free gums, mints, candies, baked products, and other foods. While these anti-dental cavities are beneficial in humans, foods containing them should never be given to dogs because they can prove very deadly. Eating foods containing xylitol can take the blood sugar level of your dog from 100 to 0 really fast, and you know what that means. Difficulty moving, weakness, vomiting, depression, coma, and seizures are some of the notable symptoms of xylitol poisoning, and they often show up about 30 minutes after consumption. This can lead to liver damage and ultimately death. So as far as this video is concerned, xylitol and dogs should never be seen in one sentence. And on number 1, we have grapes and raisins. Grapes and raisins are extremely toxic to dogs and can lead to acute kidney failure and ultimately death. Although a lot of research has been carried out, none has successfully pinpointed the actual toxin in this fruit. But studies have shown that consumption of just a single grape or raisin can be life-threatening to dogs. So it's best to keep this danger very far away from these creatures. There is no antidote for grape poisoning in animals, so very prompt treatment is required with what appears to be a higher risk of fatality in dogs than in other animals like cats. It is also important to note that this poisoning does not only happen in eating these fruits raw, but also when they are added to baked goods like cakes and cookies. So remember to resist the urge to slip a piece of cookie laced with raisins into your dog's mouth, even when they blackmail you with those adorable puppy eyes. And while it's important to care for your pets when they fall ill, it is twice as important to practice preventative measures in the first place, and most of the time, it all begins with what they eat.